Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason with Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with my friend Val Selby. Hi,
Hello, hello.
Val. So Val and I have known each other. I think I first came across you. Is that 8 years ago? Was that how long ago was that?
It's when we were just talking before, 2018 was when I started that internship.
Oh,
So
wow.
somewhere in there,
Yeah.
but it
Well,
could have even been sooner.
Well, no, I know that I connected with you, and you were on my radar because of your customer service and your willingness to collaborate and lift everyone else up, which is what I look for in people. So you just get to meet Val. She is a coach, a collaborator. She has over 20 years experience doing internet marketing, and she does bundles and giveaways and summits since 2018. And she actually is one of those people, a can-do kind of person that is always trying to match people up like me. I think we have a lot in common. Where that it's more fun doing that than almost making money. But making money is good too.
Yes, we're connectors. That's what we do. We connect people, and we
So,
can't help it.
well, that's also, I think part of this is that we both have the capacity, and that's what I noticed with you right away, is that you see the gift of the person, and you try to help them bring it to light. Actually, let them know they have it if they don't, and then help them experience it in a major way,
Yeah.
because it might be their superpower and they don't even know it, right?
I think that was one of the frustrating things, was trying to find my own zone of genius, and it's so hard to find it for yourself, and then you're like finding it for everybody else all the time. It's like
Yep, that's the truth of it. So Val, why don't we start with if you could explain how you got started. I know we just spilled the beans a little bit about 2018, but you must have had something similar, an experience that brought you to know that you wanted to be be on a mission to help a bunch of women, a bunch of women. That's the way I see it. Is it was like
Mhm.
girl talk. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what got you started in that?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try and keep it because there's so much. There's so much. So like you said, Kathy, 2018 was definitely, it was a catalyst. I had my good friend Kelly McCausey. She'd been my mentor for years, and she put out that she was looking for an intern. And I filled out the form, not even really knowing what in the world, and had an interview with her, and she's just like, "Val, no. No, you're way past this. No." I said, "Well, I'm not taking no. I'm doing this. I want this." And the very first thing that we worked on was her great big life and biz bundle.
Oh,
Very first thing, I mean, we were smack dab in it immediately, right? And of course, just jumping into it immediately, and if knowing Kelly, Kelly, uh,
yeah.
she's just like, "Hey, you can make this yours." She's just like, "If stuff's not working, make it yours." And so, of course, I did. So I put my systems in place, and because I had to, because it's such a big event. I mean, I was losing my mind trying to keep track of stuff. So that started that, and me not understanding that people don't really do that and aren't really like great or love it. And I loved it. I loved the interaction of talking to people, of helping them figure out, okay, maybe don't do this product, maybe do this product. I mean, immediately just, I've been coaching my entire life. So immediately doing that. And then that just led to word of mouth
Yeah.
of people doing their events and just reaching out to them and going, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to offer this. Do you want help?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, because I don't ever want to do this on my own again." And it went from there. That's like the quick story right there. it went from,
Yeah.
but recently I figured out that that was a zone of genius, this whole connection thing. Because when you're in your zone of genius, you don't understand that this isn't how everybody else's brain's working. And that when you're having a conversation with somebody, that other people, I mean, I'm listening. I've really worked on my listening skills, but when I'm talking to these people, my brain is instantly going through a Rolodex of, oh my gosh, this person, this person, this person. I need to make introductions. I know these people could work together, and then I get like amped up, excited.
Yep.
And I didn't know that that's just not how a lot of people's brain works. And that's how mine was worked forever. I grew up in a small town. I knew everybody and I knew who to connect. So all of a sudden it was just like ding.
Well, you are amazing at that. And the energy that you add is so positive and uplifting. It's contagious. So that's why I was so excited when you said yes to come on this show, because I think that bundles, oh, hi, puppy.
Yeah. The fur babies.
That's good. When people think about how they can grow their business, why do you think a bundle is a good idea for people that want to grow their email list or grow their visibility?
I think it's a nice, easy way to start the collaboration, because it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert for a bundle or a giveaway, right? Summit takes a little bit, that's a little bit scary because you are doing that presentation maybe, and it could be live. But a bundle or a giveaway, you're taking one of your products and you're putting it in there with a group of other people that should be of like mind. You're going for the same audience kind of thing. And it's just that easy way to start making connections with other people. You put your product in there, and more than, yes, I am going to say more than the connections that you're getting with people that are downloading your product, connecting with the people that are in the event is potentially just this little bit more important than those people that you're getting up on your sign up list.
Perfect. So give us some insight into how you match make, because I do see you as, and again, you're calling it being a connector, but it really is like, I put this person with this person and this person with this person. And somehow you and I got that gene. I don't know how, probably by being an observer.
Yeah.
And seeing people's attribute, their highest version of themselves, maybe not the lowest, but but somehow you do this brilliant way of bringing the right people, because the people that want to play, that their egos aren't so big and so they're so important that they can't play at this
Yeah.
level. Could you talk about how you match that up, or is that just instinctual?
I think part of it might just be who I'm attracting, for one thing, because I have done some of those. I have worked in those big events with the ego people that you think of, kind of thing. And for one, I learned that the ego's not usually there so much. we tend to like put these people on pedestals, and then when you actually start working with them, they're just like, oh wait, they're human. Oh gosh, they're human, kind of thing. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe because I lost that feeling of I can't talk to certain people.
You're not intimidated by
Yeah, maybe that's what's happened in the last couple of years. Is like everybody's human. And one of the amazing things, because one of my tips for collaboration, my biggest tip is just reply to emails. And I don't mean that people are sending you emails from your marketing or anything like that. I'm talking about the people that you are following, that you love, that you are a fan of, and especially a super fan. When they send emails and there's questions in there, answer the question.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So answer the question and get that connection, because you're instantly in their brain.
I took a class this week. I'm take tons of classes because I want to be up on everything
Yeah.
and try it. And they said that, and this was about Substack and LinkedIn, but they said of 100% of the viewers, only 3% comment.
Yeah.
And that means there's a bunch of us introverts watching,
Mhm.
but not acting. And that
Mhm.
if you respond to the people commenting, just like the email back, what happens is people actually like us that are creating the content get a little bit of endorphins
Yeah.
that someone, oh, we did touch somebody. Oh, it
Mhm.
isn't a bowling alley
Right.
miss. We
Yeah.
don't know if it made a difference. That was our intention, but
Mhm.
we don't know. And so I thought that was really low, 3%.
Yeah. So I love to touch on the whole introvert extrovert thing
Oh,
because
good. Okay.
people always assume I'm an extrovert. Which if you do the Myers-Briggs, I am, because there's black and white for
Yeah.
Myers-Briggs, right? There's no in between. I'm an ambivert. I I love to connect with people, but like I mean, for example, I just had a 4-day family thing and I came up with COVID afterwards. That's probably my introvert side going, whoa, that was way too much, right? Whoa, we are knocking your butt down right now. But I have to have my recovery time. And of course, as I get older, it gets a little longer. So I'm an ambivert, so I'm both. And I know for me that does help because a lot of I work with a lot of introverts, and that label annoys me. Because I mean, you even said that you're an introvert, right? You identify as an introvert, and yet you're here
I,
live.
well, I
You're
think
here live,
I
and,
think
and
I do everything. I do it like I'll go out and be with a bunch of people, but then I come back to my little cave
yeah,
and then clear energy. I'm so highly sensitive.
yeah.
I'm like supersonic energy sensitive.
See, and
So
the only reason I don't like the label per se is because people grab a hold of it and they use it as their excuse
right,
not
right,
to get out there. Versus, I work with a lot of introverts, and just like you're here right now, when you are doing your work and what you want to do, you are passionate about it and you want
right,
everybody to know about it.
right,
Maybe how you go about it might be a little bit different, but holding on to that introvert word is such an excuse for not getting yourself out there.
right, right. Well,
Because we're all scared. It doesn't matter if we're extrovert, ambivert, introvert. If introvert, if we're gonna go and do something and it's new, it's scary as heck.
right. Until then I remember the first website I built in 1995 and I was struggling because back then it was all code. There was no graphic
Oh
interface.
yeah, I don't miss
You're
those
like
years.
do do, do it and then see if it worked and then
Mhm.
that didn't work and do it
Right.
again. And like where'd that period come from?
Exactly. Holy crud! I put a hash in there. Where did that come from?
Exactly. But I remember the first time I got it and I danced around the room. I danced like I went crazy, like, and so that's what I know that if you can keep pushing, keep pushing, you do get to do that happy dance
Yeah.
thing. And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
wasn't so bad. And
Yeah.
I think that's the lesson for all of us right now is there's so many things that we could be frightened of. But if we actually address the issue and just go forward from there with
Mhm.
with honesty, really.
And I think that's one of the things that I do also love about connecting people is if I can be that easy connection of, hey, go talk to so and so, it just makes it a little bit smoother for them, right? It's not a cold call,
Right.
or it's like, oh, okay, well, I know Val, She's not, gonna, and I'm not, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna connect you with somebody that's like yuck, right? So, because I'm just not gonna do that because I don't want the yuck around me. So it makes it a little bit smoother so that you can open up that conversation. And I think one of the things, if I can look back to, I was one of those kids in high school, and it bothered me for a really long time, even after high school. I never was in like one specific group. And now I'm realizing how much that helps me now because I was friends with these people. I was friends with these people. I was never best friends with, you are this clique kind of thing. I mean, it's 80s, right? This clique. and now I can look at that and go that, well, that helped me to be
Right.
where I am right now. It hurt, it felt icky, but now I can look at it and go, oh, good. That happened for this reason.
Oh, that's cool. So the other thing is that I think we have in common that I love about you is that when you matchmake, you don't have to know about everything. Like I'll find out that years later I matched somebody up and they went off and made all these projects together and did all this stuff, and I didn't even know until later because I didn't have my fingers in the pie and I didn't have to know. It was more about, oh cool, these people's energies are similar and they have similar worldviews and values. I bet that they'll be able to do stuff together.
Yeah, we'll never. I mean, and everybody listening, you will never, ever, ever know all of the ripples that you created that have potentially made waves.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, okay, so your zone of genius is this bundle bash, being a bundle expert. And that I just did, and I called you and said, help. I just did a summit with a bundle that I partnered with somebody from Canada that is just fabulous. And he did half of the interviews and I did half of the interviews, but I did all the web I did all the back end. And we were like, hey, there's not enough momentum here. And you were so kind to I think you emailed your list and you gave me some suggestions. So I didn't realize how hard that was to put a summit and a bundle together. I thought I was a genius.
So much work. I know. Thank God for my team.
Yeah. Well, and it really didn't flow because people weren't used to it. I think they're used to one or the other. I thought an innovator that this would be super cool and that people would get a taste during the interview and then they'd want the bundle because they'd want more. They'd want to go deeper, but that didn't work so well.
It can be a tough balance. And as soon as we figure out what that balance is, it's going to change because business changes so much right now.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, literally right now, this year, business has just like went upside down and all over the place. But sometimes less is more.
Yes.
And I've been leaning into that less is more.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I think Kelly was on a call with Cindy Bidar, and they were talking about commitments and it wasn't less is more, but it was, I could do that, but should I do that?
Oh yeah. Talk about timing for that one.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that and give some insights?
Yeah, I just got smacked with that. I mean, like my human brain hit and I wanted to be in all of the things because I wanted to be with these people and these people. I broke all of my own rules. My friend even called me out on it. I do have a rule of being in one event at a time. And I broke that rule.
Oh.
I broke that rule and it was because FOMO came in and all of this, the FOMO, I want to do this because it's going to be big. I want to reach out to these people. All of these people, this is, perfect. I'm going to grow my list. And so I broke my own rule. And one of my rules is one event, because then I can be a really good participant, because I need to do my part of helping spread the word about that event.
Right.
And as somebody who's hosted, I don't even hosted or managed and consulted on, I don't even know how many, I lost track of the number, events. I know how important that is for everybody to do with their participation, and sharing. So I did sit down and I scaled back and I told everybody, hey, sorry, I did some no's. I went back even after I'd said yes, and I went and did some no's, because I want to keep my reputation, right? I don't want to be like, oh, don't have Val in your event because she doesn't bring anybody.
Right.
I
Right.
had to be careful. And it's really hard, because once you start getting into events, you start getting more invites.
Right. Right.
So it's really important, and this goes right into collaboration. It is really important to know who you are talking to. If you don't know who you're talking to, you're going to choose the wrong events and you're going to waste your time.
Right. Right.
You need to pay attention, like what event is going to get me my best return on my investment, so that I can go all in. And it's easier to go all in, because if you're in the correct events that are going to get your target market, then this is stuff that you're already talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask another question, and we'll probably go back to collaboration again. But about building your email list, I find right now that almost every
There's gonna zoom me soon.
your fan clubs here. Uh,
Go. Come on, Lizzie out. Lizzie out.
Mom.
Sorry, Dad's been gone all week, so they're a little
They're
crazy.
How cute. Okay. So, question about email lists. I'm finding that every time I email my list, I'm losing
Good.
people. I
Good.
know. It's like
Celebrate.
so hard to
They
get
took themselves out. They took themselves out, and that's okay. It's not even okay. It's awesome.
Okay,
It's
so
awesome.
so do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because this is what's happened during COVID. Everybody had to go online. Everybody had to have a bigger footprint online. Now we've got AI and everyone online. And could you talk a little bit about that? About maybe about your ideas on newsletter, if it's a weekly newsletter, a daily email, all of that part that that people need to have in place now after COVID, because I see everything as before COVID and now after COVID. And people, I don't think they're Zoom weary. I think that's just an excuse that people use. We better not do Zoom. They're Zoom weary. No, they're not. They're watching Netflix. What are you talking about?
Right.
So, so could you talk about your experience with the back end, the infrastructure? Because I think that's one of the strengths I see that you have is, how often you email, how you build your list, any of that internet marketing stuff.
I email a lot. I am working on a goal of emailing every day.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and I know that people like freak out about that. But and I don't know the exact stats because I haven't taken marketing classes. But I was just in a workshop and they were talking about the stats, and it used to be you had to do like 7 to 12 contacts
Yes.
before people would buy. And correct me if you know anything a little bit better.
No, that's it was 7 or to 10.
Yeah.
And back then, and I don't know exactly what it is now, but I imagine it depends on if they open.
It's like 30 to 40
Oh my
contacts now.
God.
Correct. So if you are emailing once a month or even once a week, it's years. And it's probably not even years because they're going to unsubscribe, right? because they
Wow.
don't know who you are. I mean, so many of us, I mean, we can't use my email, for example, because of course I get a ton of email. But the average email list or the average email inbox is full of stuff.
Right.
So if you are not constantly emailing and talking to them so they know who you are and what you do, then you're totally missing out.
Okay.
Totally missing out because they're going to forget. They're just going to like unsubscribe, like you said. They could be perfect, but they're going to unsubscribe because they just don't even know who you are anymore with all of the noise. Um,
So,
I I
so,
don't even use social media hardly at all, and I
oh,
really haven't for Bundle Bash. We didn't
wow.
even have accounts for the first like at least 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it just I think we could see the writing on the wall of posts aren't getting seen, and it didn't seem like a place to put the energy. It was all email and going through other people's email lists was what we were doing.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you for that. And introverts, don't be too afraid to email your people every day.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's number one. Then the trend right now is to do a Substack newsletter or a school community or to do a community off of the social media sites. And I was just in an AI class last night, and it was revealed that ChatGPT, if you're looking for content on yourself, or if other people are looking for content on you, that LinkedIn is the place to post your newsletter, because they use Bing as part of the search engine. So ChatGPT and these other AI platforms are going to start replacing a lot of Google, or Google's got their hand in everything anyway.
Yeah.
But
I use Gemini, so
yeah, yeah. Do you like it? Do you
I
like
love
it?
Gemini. Gemini gets me. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been having an affair with Gemini.
I'm having an affair with all of them, I guess. But okay, well, because I like Claude and I really like ChatGPT and I love Perplexity. It's great for research. I love it. So anyway, but could you talk a little bit about the people still want community. They want, if they took a class, they want the instructor, they want some Q&A possibilities. Could you talk a little bit about what you're seeing or what you're going to be doing to create community?
Yeah. Well, and as you know, I just have moved over to school. I'm absolutely in love with the engagement. I have my free group at Facebook, and
Uh-huh.
it grows. It grows a lot. I'm getting 3 to 7 people every day coming to the Facebook group, but they're not engaged. And the reason they're not engaged is because they don't even see the damn posts.
Right, right.
And it drives me insane because here I've got this big group full of people that are looking for information about collaboration and the bundles, because that group has the bundles in there that the hosts come in and post in there. But it's almost worthless because I put up a poll asking questions, which you would think, you use the Facebook poll, right?
Mhm.
And and after 24 hours, I think I had 70 people. There's 1,600 people in that group,
Right.
and 70 people saw it. Versus I did the test and I moved over to school. I don't even have 100 members, but I have activity and engagement nonstop
Yeah.
because there's no algorithm. When we go over there, you can see everything that you want. And like I posted in my and this is not a school promotion, but like I posted in my newsletter a couple of days ago. Oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Totally lost my train of thought.
You're talking about engagement.
Thank you. Yeah, there's no algorithm. So when you go to the group, you can see all of the posts. There's classrooms in there, but you can see all of the posts, all of the comments. It's not picking and choosing, hey, you should look at this. And it also does send you traffic as you get to know people in other groups. So people will click on you. And that was the thing I was missing from Facebook, that none of the other group platforms had, that I
Okay.
could see was a detriment.
So how did you pick school versus Substack?
I don't, I, Substacks, my brain doesn't work that way.
Oh,
It really just doesn't. I think it's the
okay.
old school forums in me
Yeah.
where I came to school and it was just like, oh, I'm home. I know it's been over a decade, but I'm home. Substack has actually gotten to the point where it's kind of annoying me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, the reason because school is $100 a month,
It is.
right?
Yep.
So it's a big commitment. And then
Mhm.
do you find that you are moving your newsletter, everybody on your email list? Because you changed email providers too. I'm watching what you're
Yep.
doing.
I did change email providers. I went from Active Campaign over to BirdSend.
And yeah, I looked at BirdSend yesterday because I was researching for this. And yeah, that's a great platform.
Yeah, it's
Much.
very easy to use. I did have to get used to a few things, because it's changed, right?
Yeah,
Um, and there was only like one thing that I was doing that doesn't do, and and for the price difference.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a third of what I'm paying for.
Oh, yeah. I think 2 months of my Active Campaign paid for my year of BirdSend. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. I love
less.
it.
Actually, it was less for that. I'm like, yeah, no brainer.
Wow, wow. Well, so how are you integrating AI, or are you integrating AI into what you're doing?
Oh, AI is my brainstormer.
Yep.
Like, AI is my brainstormer, and like the post-it notes are behind me. I
Yeah.
start brainstorming with AI and then I'm writing post-it notes. I'm making lists back there with it. I use it as I don't want to say I use it as a mastermind, but it's kind of the hierarchy there.
Right. Right.
So I sit down, I talk with my AI, I start hashing through things, asking it questions, figuring out some outlines of stuff, and then I'll go to my mastermind with stuff, and the human aspect, because that's the thing that AI is never going to
Right.
change, is our human part. So those of us that are embracing it are really going to sky
Yeah.
by using it as our research tool.
Right, right. Well, what I find here, I'll get off of here. Okay, what I find is that um, I've been doing this for so long, and what I would do is I would go to chat because that's where I started. Although I do use all of them, but I would go to chat and I would put in something, and it was because I'm feel like I'm an expert in that subject. I would be surprised that, oh yeah, I forgot about those last three.
Yes.
That my regular routine is to use the first six. It comes
Mhm.
up with 10. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we should pull back out.
yeah.
Like yesterday on a class, we were on Perplexity, and I asked it which podcasts and publications should I be in to reach my market, and it gave me a whole list of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I forgot.
I
I mean,
haven't even tried that yet.
oh, it was so cool. That's what I'm saying is there's so many possibilities. How do you, I see your poster notes. So do you say you're going to do 3 of those poster notes a day, or how do you get bigger projects done? How do you chunk it?
I only just started using the post-it
Oh,
notes on the
okay.
wall for my last workshop that I was doing, because I love Asana, and I was using the digital stuff. I'm a post-it note girl, which is why I loved Asana, because Asana made sense with the post-it
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
But I was realizing that it just wasn't flowing for me to do the typing. Typing wasn't flowing. I needed pen and paper, right? But then if I use pen and paper, I write the whole damn book on one thing, and then I'm lost. So I was like, I was on a call with a friend looking at the blank wall going, "Oh, you idiot. That's so easy. And we have a zillion colors. We can even color coordinate. Look, we could be total nerds." Um, so I just started doing the hierarchy of, okay, this workshop, here's the post-it notes, step 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then I just started writing down on the post-it note, okay, well, what do I want to talk about for this?
Perfect. Oh, good. Okay, so it's like a mind map kind
It
of.
is. It's the mind map, exactly. And that's also when AI would help. Was like, okay, I've got this topic. Throw some ideas at me.
Right,
And
right,
I'm picking and choosing what it's throwing at me. Some of
right.
that stuff I'm like, well, sure, that might be a good option, but I didn't like it, so bye.
Right. Well, that's what I want to make sure that people understand, that AI does simplify and help you get more things done, but you really have to edit it.
Yeah.
There's no, you it be aware of just using anything straight out of the box, and you'll find that there's a way to humanize it also, because a lot of it is so. It's so made up almost. It's like, say what? That
Right.
isn't even true.
I
And
know
it's
exactly.
it's because all the content, at least for chat, is off of Reddit and
Yeah.
off of all these things where people may not be that intelligent that
Yeah.
answered a question.
Yeah.
And
You mentioned expertise and having it help you go backwards. And
Mhm,
recently that has helped me a lot because, like you said, we've been doing a certain thing for so long, potentially all of our lives, if it's our zone of genius, that it's hard to go back and try to remember, okay, well, what if, or we don't even know how to go back because there's no remembering. We never were at that specific space of
mhm,
don't know what they don't know.
right,
And I know that my AI can help me with that a lot. I can go
right.
in there and go, okay, I want to talk about, I'm gonna throw the big thing out, the big umbrella. I want to talk about collaborating in giveaways. Give me the basics. What are people asking? If they've never done it, what do they need help with? And then I can work through that, and then it's easy, right?
Right, right, right.
Because it's going to remind me what I do that I forget that I do because I just do it.
Right. Well, the other thing I think is also that what we're looking at is, as I said before, we've got the pre-lockdown and now we've got this new era, and people are responding differently. And so you can go and ask AI what's working right now,
Yeah.
rather than wait. I mean, in the old days, you'd test and do it again and test and do it again. Well, right now I'm trying to work with everyone who's got it figured out.
Mhm.
I don't want to figure it out.
Right. Yep.
Do it, right?
Yep.
And that's what AI, I think, really can help you. As you said, well, what are the pieces of the puzzle that I do innately that I don't even
Yeah.
know that I do, because
Yeah.
it's just natural, and somebody else won't see the world that way. But
Mhm.
it's more than that. It's what's working right now to create trust, because trust is the biggest asset. That's
Yeah.
why you said you pared down everything and you said no, so that people would still
Yeah.
trust you.
Yeah. And I'm paring down my business even. Um,
Really?
well, because when I started, I had a business partner, and then we separated. So we had a lot more stuff in place because there was two of us working, plus a couple of team members. When I took it on, I, I'm one person, right? And it's like, duh. Okay, let's go back and let's set the foundation stronger. Because
Perfect.
yes, I do want a sky, and I do want to do this, and I want waves, not ripples. Like we're talking about, I own it. I want the waves. I want to connect people so that when we come out, we're like big wave immediately. That's the thing I
Well,
love about the events. And so I'm scaling back and going, you know what? This is too much. I can't do all of the things well enough. I want
right.
to scale back kick butt in these things, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, and that's what I'm sure you do as a coach, helping people see their zone of genius and how they can actually enjoy what they're doing. That's how I hope the audience is seeing Val's energy and feeling it. She's excited because she's setting herself up to have a business she loves
Yeah.
rather than be a victim
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
her business. And you can go work for somebody else to do that. You don't have to create
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yourself.
It's been one of my favorite things recently has been to just have 30-minute conversations with people that are stuck. Well, like you've been online for a really long time, just like I have. And I know I'm coming across a lot of women who are just like, you know what, I've been doing this in my business for the money for a really long time. I don't feel it anymore. I'm burning out. I want to try this. And I'm just like, well, then let's go. Let's go. We're not getting any younger, right? It's like it's like, all right, if you want to do that and you want to make a difference, we got to go now. And figuring out the bits and pieces, or even figuring out what direction they want to go. I
Right.
love when that happens. And I know you've got to be in exactly the same spot when you're talking to somebody, especially for the first time, but at any time you're talking to them and they're so close. I mean, because we're always super close to what we need to do. They're so close to it that they didn't even see it. And then all of a sudden it's like simple and it clicks and
Yeah.
they're just their entire body lights up. And I'm addicted to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm addicted to watching that happen because it's just fabulous and you're empath. So we pull
Yeah.
some of that positive.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to also let people know that you mentioned this before, but it is not too late, no matter what age you are, to share your gifts.
Yeah.
And this is the time that I believe we stood in line to get these bodies to be here right now during this huge time of change. And there's a lot of disclosure that's going to happen, whether it's ET stuff or the government or the healthcare system, whatever it is. There's going to be a lot of discovery and a lot of distrust of the status quo, the organizations and the power structures that are in place. And so it's really important right now to have your gift out there, create a way for people to know, like, and trust you, so you can share that, which is the truth, which is from the heart, which is more real than the other infrastructure. And to not be afraid when you're standing in your truth of who you really are, all that other fear stuff seems to it does melt away, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we're in a period where we've gone back to where community is all important again. And I
Yes.
am absolutely here for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. That's been something I have been saying for a long time because my
Perfect.
dad is very political and I've got Irish in me, so I can fight like that, right? And the arguments that we would go down, and I just finally came to this point where I'm just like, I can't make changes way up here, but I can make changes next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I have to focus on because I don't want to be negative. I don't want to live in a negative bubble. I just don't want that anymore. So I think the more people that we can grab a hold and all hold hands, I think the happier that we're all going to be.
Perfect. Thank you. So I want to also I do have your website up and I'll show it in just a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about your podcast because you started here you are saying, I got to pare down. You start a podcast, which we're on mine right now. I've been doing this for 5.5 years, almost 6 years.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. people would think, oh, you just get on and stream of consciousness. No.
Yeah. Okay, so I will be honest. Mine's not a lot of work.
Oh, good.
So this is my second podcast that I've done. My Val Full Volume is my second podcast. The first one, I kept it super simple because I would get on, I would record my little intro, I would have a conversation with somebody, or I'd have my own conversation, and then I would record my outro. There was no editing unless something went totally haywire. And when I decided to start Val Full Volume, I waited until I could have team members do it for me. Because I knew I didn't want to do all the other extras. I just want to get on and talk. I talk. That's what I do.
That's great. That's great. That's great. So you don't have that many guests, it sounds like.
I'm looking for more guests. I have to get back in the habit. This is where my introvert extrovert like bounces sometimes. Well, it's a lot easier for me to get on and just talk by myself versus to get on with somebody else, and I don't really know them, and it can be a little scary. I mean, even today, this is where the balance came in. I know you, Kathy. We've talked quite a few times, but I was coming up before, and I'm going, oh gosh, we're going on live.
It's easier to be the interviewer than the interviewee, and I do that same thing where you start to get nervous, and it's like, okay, I got to get grounded. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So I just try to remember, it's like, you know what? I can talk to anybody at any time. I've proven that for 51 years. So the conversation's going to go where it's supposed to go.
Right. Well, we're in service. I mean, this isn't plugging a bunch of stuff that we don't believe in. We're really here to try to help people find resources that'll help their life be easier and have some fun. I mean, that is a big part of this, is if you're not in joyful creation, why do it at all?
Yeah, I've had to recently, because of course the podcast is getting out there a little bit more, and so I'm getting pitches. And I mean, of course, a little bit of ego is going, oh my gosh, they want me. And then I'm like looking at the pitches going, did you listen to my podcast? and it's taken me a little bit to say no. But if I don't say no, then the conversation is going to be work. And I'm probably not even going to put it on, right? I'm going to be like, that was gross. No, we don't have time to waste.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to say no for stuff like that. It's like, we're not a fit. It's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Well, if you do need anybody, I've been doing this for so long, I'd be glad to suggest people.
Oh yeah.
If you want, because I love it. I have learned so much, and I've read so many more books than I would. I'm a bookaholic, but I've read so many more books by interviewing authors that are amazing people.
That's how I found my strategy coach. Was she actually pitched to be on the podcast, and then we connected. But yeah, I always say people are usually on my podcast, and it's completely selfish. It's because I'm there to learn from them.
Well, do you know who Seth Godin is? He has a new book out on strategy, and he started these groups all over the country that you can join. You can see if there's one local where people can come together and help each other with strategy. And so you're in a big enough city that you might be able to do that. And then he made a Udemy class on his strategy. The man's a genius, just amazing. So in my spare time, I'm doing that. But not. So I want to show your website. Is that okay with you? Okay. So I'm going to show it right here, and I'll scroll, and you can just tell me what to do here. Let me make sure there we go. Okay, so here we are at bundlebash.com.
Yes, on the homepage here. So our homepage always has, and it's literally bundlebash.com/home in case a different page is showing up when you go to bundlebash.com. And if you scroll on down, you're going to find our events, our upcoming events. at all times that we're taking submissions for, giveaways, summits. If you scroll down a little bit more, I'm not sure if we've got Biz Tools is on there. It might be a little bit more. We might have the new, oh, it's not on there yet. It's because I still have to okay some stuff, but I've got the Spiritual Entrepreneur Expo coming up
Yay!
in February. The
I wanna-
pages are almost complete for that. I usually lately have been doing more boutique events, which means fewer people are in the event, so that so that people aren't getting lost. So they're not like a huge event. However, Spiritual Entrepreneur Expo C, I call it C, will be a really big event, and it's for all of us that are curious, are heart led. We're healers, the coaches that are helping entrepreneurs that are in that niche. So that'll be on there super quick.
So I want people to, do you want me to go to any of these? Because if people want to be a member, do you want me to open up any of these other pages?
Collaborate and Grow membership is the one that I'm focusing on. This is part of the simplifying. This is my little $9 a month membership, and this has some classes in it now. It's going to have even more very soon, because this is, like I said, this is going to be my focus. We meet once a month to get together and pitch. You're going to say who you are. I mean, it's just like old school get together at networking and do your little elevator pitch, because the more we do our elevator pitch, the more it's in our head of this is what I do. So we get together once a month, and then you can ask for your collabs that you're doing. If your list is smaller, you can also be in our events, because I do have a list requirement of 2,500 or to be a member.
Right. And
it's,
yeah, everyone should join that. And then the idea is that the more you start doing this and get seen on the internet, the more chances you have to have more other collaborations and find other people that are like-minded to do business with.
Yeah. And that is one of the reasons why I put the connections that you will make in events just slightly a little bit above. It's because, okay, if you got in that event, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, what's this person? They might have a podcast. Okay, how about we do a freebie swap where we're not, it's just between the two of us. There's just so many ways that if you've got 20 people that are in one event together, that's 20 new connections.
Right. So
that's a whole year of connections right there. You don't even have to go looking elsewhere.
Right. Well, the thing is that there's a directory. You've got all sorts of ways for people to interact that's very reasonably priced. And as you can see, because of Val's personality, are fun. This, again, I'm trying to get the people to understand how much fun this can be for them, rather than, oh, I got to go to a networking thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah. And I'm big on that even in some of our meetings. I'm like, okay, well, are we done? Are we complete? Because we're not going to sit here and stare at each other for an hour, right? And it's like if we got what we needed out of today, let's go make some money.
Yeah. Well, so and I think this is the encouragement that a lot of people could use right now, where they're sort of watching and trying to figure out how they enter the market, or if they're changing what they're offering, they're in a big transition. They know from their heart what they're supposed to be doing, but if they get into a group like this, they can actually get validation and test for very little money and very little effort, compared to redoing all your website and all your stuff. You could test out.
Yeah, and waiting how many months to make your signature program? Oh my good grief, right? I mean, how many years was that the thing where you're just like, you don't even do anything, you just create your signature program? It's like, by the time I create my signature program, I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. By the time it's done and in place, I'm like, bleh.
I still really find the idea of collaboration just so enticing for
Mhm,
so many of us that are working alone with a very small team or with contractors,
mhm.
and we want to get inspired.
Yeah.
And that's what I really feel. And I want to compliment you so much on how inspiring what you're doing is, because it's never too late. It's absolutely fun. You get to laugh while you're working,
Mhm.
and you get to make a difference. I mean,
Thank
what's it's all, the whole thing's a great
thank
idea.
you. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Yay!
Yeah, and let's make sure and we'll make sure everybody has the website. But Val, can you explain once more what a bundle is? If people they may know what a summit is or a mini course is, but they may not quite know what a bundle is.
Mhm.
Will you explain one more time so people understand why we're so excited about
Absolutely. So bundle or giveaway, they're very similar. One's free, and I always bundles to me are always like buyers come in and they buy it, um, versus a giveaway. They're just giving your email, not just giving your email is like gold, but they're giving an email address instead. So what it is just a group of like-minded businesses, and I like to go niche. That's what Bundle Bash does. We go niche. So for example, spiritual entrepreneurs coming up, or our December de-stress. So that's going to be all about helping the entrepreneurs de-stress at the end of the year. So it's going to be the stress products, meditation. It could be any of that kind of stuff, but it's a similar topic that we're out there and we're recruiting people to come in and be together. And the reason this works is because now it's similar, but they're not, well, I don't believe in competition, but it's similar. So our audiences are all similar. So we know that people are going to be coming in that might want our products because we're a little different than that person there. And so from an outside, from a not participant, they will come in, they're going to give their email, then they're going to get an access page, and then they're going to get a list on that access page of all of the entrepreneurs' products that were put in to that bundle or that giveaway. And then they get to pick and choose. Okay, well, I want this one. I want this one. And they go sign up. So they go sign up on your website. So we're GDPR, California laws, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
All that stuff compliant. They're going to go to your website and immediately get on your list, which means, for us at Bundle Bash, we allow tripwires. So you could immediately be making another sale on the tripwire. They're going to be on your list. So they get your welcome sequence, your nurture sequence, your product sequence of whatever you're going to help them with the product that you
perfect.
submitted. I don't want to go too much into it. Like if you ever have any questions, please just hit me up at any time, and come over and ask more. I try to keep it like basic, right? Because
Oh, well, I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant what you've done. It's simple. It's so needed. It's such a delightful way to build your list. And again, being in community and collaborating versus being a lone eagle, the time of that is over, as far as I can see. And being uplifted with the successes of others inspires you to go for it in so many ways. So I just can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And I hope everyone that watches this shares this all over the place so that people know more about what you're doing, Val. I hope I hope they won't all copy what you're doing, but
they can't copy. There's no competition.
I
I
know.
am. There's one me. There's one Kathy. There's.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I had to embrace that. Yeah, it's like
they
nope.
broke the mold on both of us.
They
So
did. Yeah.
so everyone, so Val, the best way to get you again, could you repeat your website so people have it?
Yes, the website's bundlebash.com. There's contact form on there. You can get a hold of us at any time. I'm on Facebook. I'm all over the place. So reach out at any time. Get on my list. and then just reply to my emails. Let's just, it's that easy. Reply to my emails. You're going to get me.
Yes, yes. And really, honestly, Val's helped me on some websites where we were both using the same shopping cart for a while, and she helped me fix one for one of my clients. She's really, she's first rate. She really helps you. It's no messing around, or just get it done.
Yeah, no fluff. We don't have time for fluff. And I learned that the more, it's the pay it forward method, right?
Yep.
The more you help others, the more it just comes back. And then look at here I am talking to your huge audience, you know,
Yeah.
just because we helped each other and coordinated together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I look forward to seeing what we do in 2025.
I know, me too. I can't
Or
wait
I
to see
guess
where
the
it
rest
goes.
of this year too.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And everyone, again, go to bundlebash.com. And if you like this, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up so Val knows that you saw this and you appreciate everything she does.
Thank
Thank
you so much,
you.
Kathy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.